Okay, welcome back to Blast the Process 4. We got our second to last run here.
Yay! Hello, welcome back. It's your double hosts, Cronoon and Liz Star, because we couldn't decide who was hosting this run. Because we're both in it.
It's true. Yes, so we have a race here. 80% M.I.S.S. between Shentok and Aquas. Who will win?
I'm placing my bet on the chat.
Chat will win?
Yes.
I'm placing my bet on Shentok's bet on the chat.
I think I'm gonna bet on the game.
The game always wins. This is a wonderful, wonderful game.
Yeah, tell us about it.
It's for Saturn, I can get it.
Yes, you can. This is developed by Hudson, released in sometime in 1997. I would say it's one of the few 3D Saturn games that is as impressive as anything Sega put out on the console.
Wait, so Hudson Soft?
Yep, the Hudson Soft.
So the guys who made Bomberman made this.
Yep. They did a lot of really cool stuff. Just mostly on the TurboGrafx.
Yeah, indeed. And so basically you'll have a 3D mech action game here with some flying sections, kind of similar to Star Fox 64, but we'll actually be able to change into a mech and a flying mech with the press of a button here. And most of the stages are going to just feature objective targets that we'll be destroying, and then a boss will appear as the typical structure, but then there'll be one stage with like ID cards you got to pick up. But It's actually a pretty awesome game. And this is going to be the first bulk slash race in the history of Earth, so it's also pretty good.
Y'all here for a momentous occasion in Sega speedrunning.
Yay!
Wow.
And the M.I.S.S category refers to these navigators that we have here on this screen. This is basically a New Game Plus category because you have to unlock Kina, who's the most overpowered navigator of them all. They help you out a little bit. She's going to allow infinite sub-weapon ammo and a very quick missile recharge, so we'll get into that too. But basically, we can charge missiles and have rapid fire and change our speed and change our mech as well.
Yeah. And then a little bit of trivia is I found out apparently all the girls are named after famous wrestlers from the 90s.
Yeah, that's pretty cheeky.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's great.
As is custom in Japan. But
So,
yeah. Are we counting down or is y'all counting down?
We couldn't decide who was hosting. You should count down.
Alrighty. You ready, Aquas?
Yeah.
Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Right on.
So the way the game is structured is that you can select any of the first 3 stages, but we just take the first one because it's just the fastest from where the timing starts. And of course, we go straight into the mech. You have a button to control your speed. And then you have a button to shoot and another button to transform. And wow, I'm just hitting all the wrong buttons.
Talking about buttons too much. I'll talk about some buttons for a bit.
Alrighty.
Yeah, so strafing is left and right on the D-pad. And then you also move. You'll aim down and up on the D-pad as well. You move around, and then you turn with the L and R buttons. So the controls take a little getting used to.
Yeah, but it works amazingly well for a 3D game that demands the D-pad. Like, they were very creative in how they designed it.
Yeah, they take a little getting used to, but it's actually, pretty dang well done. Oop. And gets to be pretty comfortable once you've played it a bit.
Yep. Then when you're over on the last objective, the music changes to this jammin' tune.
Then I guess TV cameras are capturing like the whole game, so it has like this stylistic like live camera when the boss appears, which is pretty sweet in my opinion. Live on Twitch TV.
Live on
That's
Bulk
the-
Slash on
They-
Twitch TV.
They predicted the future.
So we get our first cool boss here. It's just like super sick looking giant mech. And our goal is just to shoot down his turret.
Yeah, shoot the top of him and damage him. He's got some other armaments you can destroy.
But they don't affect his health.
And there's a bit of RNG in the boss too. I think it's manipulatable, but he may or may not jump. Or maybe she, or whomever's in there. It might just be an unmanned boss as well. We didn't get the lore on that yet.
Yeah, there is some lore to this game, but it's all in Japanese.
Yeah, it is a Japanese-only Saturn game.
Yeah,
We
basically
forgot to
we're
mention
like
as well.
the ace in the hole for this army in fighting some war. That's basically the only gist of it I know.
The ace in the hole.
So this is stage 2. Basically each stage is on a different planet. Every planet's named after a color in German. So now we're on this planet, I think it's the blue planet, I don't remember the names. Except for brown.
This one might be gold, I don't remember.
You're right, it might be. But this one, there's just like these 4 targets we destroy. We could also grab a flamethrower, which I grabbed. It does a lot of damage. And since we have this navigator, it never runs out of ammo. But your sub-weapons you can only use when you're in mech form. So it's like, it's not terribly useful, but it does a lot of damage if you get the chance to use it.
Yeah, the flamethrower in particular seems to be the most damaging of them.
Yeah, they're
But
all
there's,
really satisfying to use, though.
Yeah, they're cool. There's
But-
like a homing laser, and then what's the other one?
A bomb, I think. Like a grenade bomb that you toss, if I recall.
That's your default ability.
Well, I think it's also one that you can get.
Oh, really? Okay.
I don't
Yeah, I
remember.
forgot.
Basically, the flamethrower is just like the most convenient because it's also the first one on the rotation. So for this boss, we just want to stay close to it and do our missile attack. If you're close to it, missiles are more likely to land. Because it does
Yeah,
have like
you
a
get-
lock-on mechanism, but it can be inconsistent times.
Indeed, yeah. Like, you want to be close enough to have the lock on, otherwise the missiles just kind of stray off, and they tend to do that anyways.
Yeah. Okay, he's moving around a lot. There we go.
Basically, you just want him to, or you just want to stay close, so once he commits to that attack where he just stops moving, you just nail him. Yeah. Then I'm on to an escort mission, where isn't too much going to be going on here.
Yeah,
But,
it's basically the only auto-scroller in the game. At least until the boss. It's like the most stable level in terms of times until you get to the boss, and the boss is completely random and can just troll you really, really hard.
yeah, it's probably the most random boss in the game, I'd
Yeah.
say. And not only that, it's because its movement is so erratic with the boss, and it's kind of hard to chase down. But he's also he's only like vulnerable on the bottom of his body, and you like to lock on to the top for some reason. So that's also kind of annoying.
Yeah. And also, a catch with this escort mission, you're supposed to protect this ship, but if you go too far away, it takes damage even if there's nothing hitting it.
Yeah, I took like half damage right at the beginning somehow. I don't even know how. A little less than half.
So I basically just stay close by and just destroy everything. It's just like
Yeah.
how to occupy your time.
I like this level just because it's like there's a lot of stuff to shoot, so you can just kind of practice your skills and whatnot.
Yeah. And this game is
The-
actually pretty
the
neat to
movement.
score attack as well.
Yeah, there's a whole scoring system that's kind of based on doing combos of chain explosions, and the navigators tend to like that, like it when you do that too.
Yeah, and they can do excited noises and stuff.
That's the fun thing about this game is all the navigators have really well done animations. So, as a spectator, you get to enjoy the navigators more than we do as the players.
Yeah. Especially casually, if you like go through the different navigators, they're all interesting in their own way. And basically the way the game starts out is like the first time you play, you start out with no navigator, and then each state has a different navigator you can pick up. So like the one in this stage is a princess, and I guess you're like escorting the royal family out or something like that. That's my guess. I'm sure it says something in the mission notes what you're doing.
Yeah, you like recruit them. They're just like standing around in the stage, and then you find them. It's kind of it's a neat concept, I think.
And you get a different ending depending on which navigator you finish with, but you won't get like your first playthrough. You have to play through it multiple times and rank them up. Because if they're only level 1, you won't get their ending. You have to be level 2 or higher.
Okay, yeah, I wasn't sure about that myself.
Yeah, I found that out after playing a lot. It's like, why am I not getting anything for this person? Then I rank them up and they get the ending finally. So basically the stage is over now, we're just waiting for the ship to leave, and then we can go in position for the boss.
Yeah, so I'm fighting the boss. You can see this guy get pretty wily.
Yeah, he's a jerk.
Wile E. Coyote.
Like, this is the main swing in a good run.
He went down fairly quick for me.
Nice. I'm just getting into it now.
It's got a few different attacks. But basically, he wanted to use this one where he does like this scatter shot, and then he does this yellow beam that surrounds him, and then that just when the bosses commit to attacks, that's just good because it allows us to actually get reliable damage at that point. Otherwise, he's just flying around all crazy, and he can even fly out of bounds on this level.
Yeah, that drives me nuts when I chase him out of bounds. Because he
He'll
basically
go out of
does
bounds
everything
and
he
you can't
can to
follow
stay
him.
out of your range, and that means going out of bounds. Okay, I had a very solid fight. It was a little slow at first, but he let me just beat him up.
Next mission's a bit more unique. You have to take these bombs and put them in these target fields, and eventually to blow up this whole like armada is the goal here.
I really love the track in that stage.
Just someone just going nuts on the drums.
Yeah. It's a cool stage. It's like a cool concept too, being able to do that. And the bombs are very easy to just get destroyed. Yeah,
you can even drop the bombs in the field themselves if they're not destroyed, which can be annoying too.
Yeah, it only happens if you like bonk something at least.
Yeah.
But like we just have like a little bit of slowdown as we're grabbing it. It makes it really easy to turn around without bonking into stuff.
Oh, shoot, I lost the bomb.
Oh no, this is my chance to catch up.
Catch up a little bit. Yeah, I got a little drunk there. I was like flying in a random direction.
Drunk on all that sunlight that you had today.
Yep. And beer, don't forget that.
I didn't want to assume. There we
You mean
go.
sunlight doesn't get you drunk?
Well, maybe
Anyway,
here.
so yeah, you blow up the armada, and then this big boss appears, and
The
pretty sweet
mothership.
boss. Yeah. You have to blow up the segments of the boss in a certain order. That's the only way the parts are vulnerable. So you start with the front, then you work on the sides, and then you hit the like bridge. And that's what we'll be trying to do quickly here. Speedrun after all.
Uh-huh.
Whoa, I took a lot of damage there.
Oh no.
It's alright.
So one of the features of having a navigator in general is that you can lock on to bosses, like, or not lock on, but center on bosses if you press any of the X, Y, or Z buttons, and it's also really handy for me when I'm just like looking at my mini map.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest differences between the M.I.S.S category and the new game is you don't have that lock-on feature. So you have to kind of rely on your skills, I guess, to target them.
Okay, I had actually a pretty solid mothership fight.
It's a pretty fun boss fight.
Basically, she's saying like which direction your target's in. So like 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock.
Yeah. When I was streaming this recently too, I was informed that some of the navigators give better directions than others, and it occurred to me that that could be one of the pros and cons of them.
Oh,
that
interesting.
we didn't know about, because they're all supposed to have pros and cons to how they help you. Kina is like very offensive, but we weren't really sure what all the pros and cons were, so that may be one of them.
Oh, and we have Dolwolf in here confirming what she's saying. Also, this is my favorite stage. Like, I just love the movement so much in here. This is the only, or this is like one of 2 indoor stages, but this is like the only one that's like really excessive with requiring good movement.
Hmm. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, on this stage we're collecting key cards on each floor in order to get to the boss. And if you miss one, you have to like go back and find it. But I believe like the door at the end tells you which one you're missing. Like there's like little lights that says which floor it's on.
Indeed.
And this stage can be pretty dangerous casually because there's a lot of stuff that can shoot at you and deal a lot of damage. Like even until you get the movement down, the speedrun is a bit dangerous here too.
Yeah, there's a bunch of traps and stuff.
Yeah. So we like do some transformations here to raise and lower ourselves quickly. Just like to, it's like the only really stage where you can really take advantage of your transformation maneuvers to do some slick movement.
Yeah. Basically the run's pretty focused on the movement, and then like some of the boss RNG, and then just making sure like you land your attacks on the bosses.
And then don't die.
Yeah, that too, I suppose. Thankfully we get a pretty big health recharge.
Yeah.
At the end of each stage.
Yeah, your health carries through, but you get refueled at the stage, and the stage after this, there's a full health refill if you need it. And I think it's the only one in the game, at least it's the only one I found. So this boss has 2 phases. The first phase is this blue orb thing, the second phase is this cool yellow spider looking thing. And both these phases are pretty RNG heavy, especially the second phase. The first phase is like depends how much he moves around. The second phase, he can drop these mines that if you shoot them, they blow up and do multiplicative damage on him.
Yeah, indeed. So you want them to use that attack, and then also hit them with the missiles at the same time. You can almost get an instant kill if you do it just right, which is really sick.
But it doesn't happen too often, but when it does, it's amazing.
I don't think I've ever gotten one clean missile barrage kill, but I've done it in 2, I think. It's still pretty satisfying.
I've done it in 1 once, but it was only ever happened once, and it was like on my first run.
Beginner's luck.
Yeah, exactly. Now we're going to the white world, or I guess ice world. I think they use the word white.
Yeah, I think it's just called white. This world.
Yeah, each planet just has a color. And this one we have to destroy these 4 giant walkers, and we basically have to destroy the turret.
They should have called it yellow though. If someone's like peeing in the snow.
Oh jeez.
That's how to get a joke in there. Alright. But yeah, in this mission you were just finding these big mechs and blowing off their top turret. And then a mech that the same size of you as the boss appears, who's pretty wily. And basically just be trying to lock him, you spam that lock on button. And want him to do like this attack where he flies around you, because then you can just nail him with a lot of the rapid fire. But he doesn't really get hit by the missiles too well, just because he's such a small target. Oh, so he's doing the spin for me.
There we go. I had to reposition myself on one of the mechs.
Yeah. So he actually gave me 2 spins. So that was actually pretty good RNG.
Nice.
And then of course you have to get the damage. You can't lock on and then automatically get that. You kinda gotta lead. You gotta lead the boss with your shot.
Yep.
So that it goes into your bullets. Pretty fun.
Yeah, I like this boss a lot. It's really cool. And it has just like a really cool look to it too. I always love that pinkish red color.
Yeah, it kind of looks like your mech, so maybe something going on lore-wise there.
Okay, mine's just going away a lot.
And then so like this last stage is basically a maze, and they even like code the like rooms with letters to try to help you get through it. But we got a pretty good route for it, so we just get through the maze real quick, and then on to the boss. Basically, the stage is a bit of a boss rush.
Yeah, I love the final stage a lot as well, and it's also where this navigator is, but she's like behind the hidden wall that at the very beginning of the stage that doesn't open up until you have all the other navigators unlocked.
Yeah, it's unless you turn around at the beginning of the stage, like you won't even notice it.
Yeah, I know I didn't.
Yeah, but I think they expected you to notice that and then kind of like piece it together. Like, oh, how do I get her? Well, then if then once you beat the game with all the other navigators, then yeah, you can finally recruit Kina.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pretty beast because that missile recharge is like 3 times faster than the other characters.
Yeah.
Oops. I was mashing the pause button there.
Alright, now we got the fire blaster. Oh, right, I gotta lead him into the corner. So Aquas pointed out a strat to me that this boss right here just basically stays in front of you the whole time, and you can lead them into a corner.
Yeah, just corner them, then hit them with the flamethrower the best you can.
Doing it wrong. Then this boss, the second one's like the most annoying. Because basically you're chasing him down a hallway, and you gotta try to make your angle just right so you're constantly hitting him.
Yeah, that mid boss is really good at trying to like stay just outside of your damage range.
Yeah.
So you're gonna gotta adjust your speed really carefully to get an optimal kill. It's actually one of the more picky strat kills or time saves of the whole game.
Yep, and then there's the snake boss, which is really easy. Another flamethrower kill.
Right,
and then,
time for me.
Yeah, got the final boss. Get a long-winded cutscene that you can thankfully skip. Phase 1, you just do the flamethrower. Phase 2, we go into missiles. You can do the flamethrower in Phase 2 as well, but it's super dangerous. But yeah, GG Aquas.
Yep, so I finished in 1858.
Nice.
And, looks like Shentok's probably going to get under 20 minutes here.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Not too far behind. I'm the veteran runner and Shentok's the newer runner, so
Yeah. Yeah.
we expected these results.
Yep. And time's coming up soon for me. Just gotta watch the mech blow up and then go into the other room.
I love watching mechs blow up.
It's so great.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's like it's not even based off like another anime or anything.
Yeah, it's entirely original.
Original game, which is pretty sweet because they really put a lot into it. And the final boss is this childhood friend that you see like in the beginning intro of the game. Or not the intro, the intro. We didn't watch the intro scene, but there's a sweet anime intro scene. But yeah, GG Shentok.
Yeah,
Fun
GG.
race.
That was awesome.
Glad we could show off Bulk Slash. It's actually one of the best Saturn games. I think both Shentok and I would agree to that.
Second only to Lunacy.
Wow. Well, I don't know if I agree to that, but
But
for
Mr.
me,
Bones.
yeah, I would put Mr. Bones maybe ahead of Lunacy.
Ouch.
I love Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones is an experience.
I'm learning it, so maybe I'll submit it to the next.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to advertise on your run. Just had to burst knowing Mr. Bones. That was a very exciting run.
Mhm.
Back to Mr. Bones, though. I
yeah,
love
go
that
watch
game.
Aquas after this marathon. Watch him play through Mr. Bones. Just kidding.
Damn, that would be harsh because that game is brutal at times.
It is real.
The ice lake, frozen lake. Enough said. Oh man. Yeah. So final thoughts. Go. Bulk Slash is good, but go play Mr. Bones. And
Go play Bulk Slash. Go play Willy Wombat. Go play a lot of Hudson games on the Saturn. There's a lot of good stuff.
or Saturn games like Sega Rally and Battleva. That's a good one.
Battleva is a dope multiplayer game.
It's another mech game, I guess. But yeah, good stuff. Thanks, Blast the Process. And yeah, one more run after this. They're going to rock it out with some Restar.
Heck yeah.
Yes, indeed. Don't go anywhere, friends. We'll be right back. Be sure to give Shentok and Aquas a follow if you enjoyed this, which I know you did. I thought it was really cool. Don't go anywhere, though. We'll have the last run in just a few minutes. We have Ristar, a 4-way race, coming on up.